guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video we're going to recreate this little blue smoky eye look. I don't know what this is. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, so if you do want to see how I create this look, stay tuned and let's dive in. So since we're going to be primarily just focusing on doing the eyes for this one, I did already go through, I put a tiny bit of concealer on, a little tiny bit of foundation. I am going to be going to work in about 45 minutes, so there's not a ton of makeup, just did some bronzer, a little bit of blush, blah blah blah, and my brain shut off. So to start out, I'm going to go in and prime the eyes with the I'm starting already. With the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer in the shade Eden. So you guys know, or if you haven't seen the other videos, I like to do both eyes typically at the same time. So I'm going to go through and prime both of them. So I just go in and I use my finger and pat that and just kind of like blend it up a little bit onto the rest of my lid. You can actually go in and use a beauty blender to do this. I just personally like using my finger so I don't have to dirty another tool. That would be my preference. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really terrible at remembering to clean my brushes. It's not a good thing. They should get cleaned regularly. But here we are. So once we have those primed, I'm going to be using the shades from the Jawbreaker palette here. Primarily, I'm going to be using the shades Brain Freeze. Sorry, you can't see that. Primarily, I'm going to be using the shades Brain Freeze, Soaked, right here, and then Delicious. I'm likely going to dip into Good Morning or Virgin to just blend the top, but those are the primary shades that I'm going to use there. Alright, so I'm going to go in, and you guys can see, point taken of not cleaning my brushes. I do this look pretty frequently, not just to celebrate, you know, snow and winter, so I have a bad habit of using these all the time. But I'm going to go in with this brush here, which is just an angled brush, and I'm going to dip into that shade Soaked, which is the Royal, yep, that's it, that's what the shade's called. I'm going to dip into the Royal shade. What? I can't guys. The Royal Blue shade. Nailed it. Alright, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to go right into the crease, just dabbing it initially. And then I'm going to do little semicircles initially, and then I'm going to do those circular motions and blend it up. If you guys have never used this particular palette in the past, just know you don't have to press really hard for it. The colors are really pigmented. Jeffree did a really good job. I say the word really so much. But regardless, Jeffree did a good job packing in pigment. It's a really good quality eyeshadow, so you don't need to use a crazy amount. Alright, so same thing, other side. I'm just taking it up a little bit higher. You guys, if you want to do like a little bit more of a toned down version of this, just keep it initially like in the crease. I'm just taking it up right kind of to my brow bone a little bit more. So I'm going to grab a different brush. This one is just a nice clean brush that's really like light. I don't want to say fluffy again, but here we are. And I'm going to dip into that shade Good Morning, which was that light pink one that I showed initially. And I'm going to use that to diffuse the top of this a little bit. Now I personally don't have a lot of lid space, so I typically bring my colors up really high and they get really close to my brows, and then I'll diffuse them a little bit. But depending on your own eye shape, you can bring this higher, lower, personal preference really. And then continuing into the crease, now that that's blended out pretty well, I'm going to use this short, tiny, will it focus? No, it won't. I think it's focused there. I don't know. Alright. So I'm going to use this smaller angled brush, which is called a defining eye brush. And I'm going to dip that into the shade Delicious, which is that deep, like navy blue shade. And I'm going to take that directly into the crease and also the outer corner. I am going to do small circular motions again to blend that, but I don't want it to take over the other shade. Just want to use it to kind of define it a little bit more. Then, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this nice like little flat brush and I'm going to dip into the shade Brain Freeze, which if you guys saw the palette, I use this color religiously. Alright, and then I'm going to pack that directly onto the lid. And then I'm going to go back to that defining eye brush and I'm going to dip back into Delicious a little bit again. And I'm just going to really lightly blend that portion in again, just to make it pretty well seamless. So I'm going to go back to that flat brush, which you guys can opt to use a cleaner brush that's smaller or whatever you have. But I'm just going to pick up Brain Freeze again, and I'm going to take that and I'm going to actually bring it right underneath my eye. And all I'm really doing when I'm putting that under using this brush is just kind of dabbing it under my eye. If you do drag a flat brush, at least this one I find, you have to do it very lightly because otherwise it'll shoot debris everywhere. Now I'm going to grab that defining brush again, I'm going to dip back into Delicious, and I'm going to go right to the outer corner under the eye as well, and I'm going to bring that just under the lash line to about the center of the eye. And I'm going to connect that with some circular motions just to do some really soft blending. And then I am going to grab the shade Jawbreaker, which is like that holographic, pretty like creamy tone. I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning, but it's this one here. So I'm going to grab that and I'm going to pop that right into the corner. And the brush I use for that is actually a concealer brush. I'm a very strong believer in the fact of whatever tools you have, just use it. It's a tool, it doesn't necessarily have to be like defined for anything. So to finish it off, I kind of want to do a little bit more glitter on the lid. So I'm actually going to just dip my finger into that Jawbreaker shade and I'm just going to actually put that right into the center, just to give a little bit more pop. And all that's really going to do is just give you a little bit more shimmer when you get out into the light. That'll finish it up for the colors. Depending on your eye shape, if you want to make your eyes look a little bit bigger, white on the waterline would look really, really good. I almost always use black religiously, so that's going to be what I go in with. But honestly, if you want to keep going with a blue liner, make everything kind of uniform, that would be really pretty. But I find that when I do a black, it just makes everything pop a little bit more. or if you want to make this look more dramatic, especially if you're going to put on like a lash, doing a false waterline with the white that comes down here would look really, really good. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. If not, I'll maybe link a Nikkie tutorials video for you, because she does those pretty well always. And I am, since I'm not going to be doing a lash today because I don't want to have to worry about that while I'm at work, I'm going to just pop on a little bit of the liner onto my upper lash line. Now, if you are going to do this, make sure your eyeliner is waterproof. Otherwise, you will end up with eyeliner everywhere. Okay, so to finish up this look really quickly, all I'm literally going to do is actually go in, curl the lashes, put on some mascara. Alright, so this is going to finish up this eye look for me today. If you guys want to add to this, you can put on an extra lash. On my days off, I almost religiously wear false lashes because I love the look of them. For this one, if you do want to do some falsies with it, I would recommend using like a more sparse one, like a really light feathery one that'll show all the pretty colors behind your eyes. It just helps accent the makeup a little bit more without basically hiding all of it. But if you want to do like a big bold lash, maybe toss on some black liner, do a little wing, and then it'll like really bolden it up a little bit. Basically make it your own. And if you guys do decide you want to recreate this look, make it your own, or even just completely copy what I did, I will link all of my social media in the description box. Tag me in it and let me know how all that went. And if you guys did like this video, make sure to give me some thumbs up, show me some love, hit the subscribe button, whichever side it's on. Leave me some comments below. Let me know how you like the decor. Also, let me know if this camera angle is actually better for you guys. I know I need to get better with holding the mirror up instead of leaving it where I normally do. But yeah, let me know. Anyway guys, hopefully... Anyway guys, hopefully you will have a lovely day and maybe tune in on the next video. Bye!